Hey everybody, back at Jeff's today. Jeff's already brought a bunch of supplies. He's made multiple trips to the store. He's got everything rocking and rolling, so we're gonna start putting this water line in. Jeff went and got some paperwork from the water department, and they're gonna tell us exactly how they want it, and we're gonna just follow that lead. So we have 3 buckets for our horse heads that we're gonna fill up with rock, put the horse heads so they have someone to drain back into. All right guys, here's all the supplies we should need. 300 foot of PEX, 3/4. We got some T's. We got a check valve, connector, pressure regulator, connector, and a ball valve. That's what they want. They're coming out of the meter. And then we got another shut off to go into the house like they requested there. We got a good pair of pliers, some cutters. We got Tupperware dishes to put the teas in just to help keep them somewhat clean. And all kinds of little elbows and fittings and everything we need. Jeff's gonna run to the store. We're probably gonna need one more of these. And we need the one that goes into the house, which we haven't looked at yet, so we're gonna go check that out. We got 3 of these horse heads, frosty hydrants. This is connected to the house. Y'all saw where we connected it to the house. I cut it here at this flag. We're gonna put a T right here. We're gonna put it inside of a little Tupperware dish just to keep the dirt out of it. And then we're gonna run a line all the way to back there. Now we can't run this way on the T yet because I have to take out the driveway to do so. And they have to inspect it before we can put the driveway back in. All right.
Is the lid ever going back on?
Not a chance. We'll probably have to just tape over it once we, because it actually popped off pretty easy even without the structure and stuff, so we'll just run a piece of tape over it. We've got everything we need now to complete the job, so next time we come out here, we'll finish it up, which will be next week, but for you, it'll be just like that. We're back. Today it is much colder, cloudier, and windy. Okay, so we want to put this inside of a box. That way you'll be able to access it to shut the water off and etc. And we've tried a couple different things. We tried a 5-gallon bucket. It's too long for that. And then we tried a small trash can, and it's too long for that. So now Jeff has bought a big trash can. And I think it's going to fit even if it has to fit crossways. All right, guys, we got the pipe going in. I'm gonna have to cut it to make it the right size. And I need to get another connector on this side. So let's go get that going. And then we'll get our other side drilled once we know where it's coming out. All right, guys, back out here at Jeff's. We're gonna finish up the water lines today and pressure test everything. I think we can do it. I got some help today. Gary from Junk to Gyms. Ta-da! I said I'm going out to Jeff's tomorrow to work on the water lines and stuff, and then I'll get with you the next day. He said, hey, I'll tag along if you'll take me. So I said, yeah, dude, come along. And he's gonna show me some stuff on the backhoe, and he's actually gonna tear out the driveway while I work on some other stuff. So I'm gonna set you guys up to watch Gary tear out Jeff's other driveway, and then I'll bring you along and see how we're doing on the water. Tearing up really cool stuff, I love it. All right, here we go. All right, guys, we've got both horse heads installed and mounted in their buckets. We got all the Tupperwares full of rock. Next, we got our trash can that has all of our regulator and everything in it. And it's floating now because it rained and there's a big hole there. So I am gonna find a couple big rocks, put in the bottom of it, and then I'm gonna fill up gravel at least to the bottom of it. I haven't drilled any holes in the bottom yet, so I need to do that as well. All right, guys, well, my holes were counterproductive right now because obviously there's a big water puddle here. You can see a couple rocks sticking up right here, but basically I put the rocks right underneath that pipe. So this thing's really solid. We will surely have a problem with the lid in the future, I'm sure, but okay, we got our valve shut off. So if we do pressure test, we'll be pressure testing from here back that way. I got everything we need to get this thing pressure tested. I got my little air compressor, but my Blue Yeti will not run it, unfortunately. So first off, I need a bigger power bank. This one is really good because it's small and I can do a lot with it, but I can't run my air compressor. I'm gonna take this thing apart, pull the wires back, and then I'll go steal the battery off the backhoe, and we'll just touch these wires to the battery. That should run the compressor. I mean, it's a mess, but I'm desperate now because I'm way too close not to test the pressure. All right, need to get this guy on, so that's open. So now we'll be testing everything out of the house. Okay, let's just test this situation real quick. Now we need to connect our pressure regulator, our pressure tester. I've already thread taped the connector in here. It's in a tight spot, so I'm just gonna climb in there and do it. All right, guys, so you can see how it hooks up there. And now there's just a nipple on the top. And we're gonna hook it up and throw some pressure at it. You have to test using the maximum working pressure, 80 PSI of water or 50 PSI of air. And you have to maintain the pressure for 15 minutes. It doesn't seem to have bled off any of the pressure that I've put in there so far, but we're gonna run this thing all the way up to 30. All right, the gauge is leaking, but it's leaking around right here. So let me try to get some tools and I'll tighten that up and then we'll air it back up. Okay, now we need to run it back up to 30. So we've got a big leak right here and I can't get it to seal. So I think what we're gonna have to do is cut off this tab and then take this off, actually get it to seal, then hopefully put it back in there. I fought with this fitting forever. I cannot get it to seal between this gauge and this fitting, which has me really nervous about the yard now. Hopefully it's not a sprinkler system when I turn it on out there. Okay, it's definitely leaking. All right, guys, we are back. Today's the day of chasing leaks. Wish me luck. Lindsay came with me to give me some help. She's getting a little propane heater going. Like I said, our gauge is at 0. Yeah, so I'm gonna go get some tools. I'm gonna try to get this gauge tighter. I don't know what's wrong with it. It's really kicking my butt. But we gotta get it holding pressure at least to that shutoff before I can find out where it's leaking in the yard. So brought some soapy water today. That way I'm not bleaching my clothes in my hands anymore. Still left my good tools in Lindsay's truck. I mean, Lindsay did. I could go to the store and go buy some, but we'll see. If I can't defeat the problem, I might do that. Okay, I'm gonna work on this. I'll bring you guys back in. Well, I found a leak. Whenever I plugged this one in, I knew it didn't go in enough. It's really hard if you can't turn it. If you can't twist it, it won't really go in all the way. All right, guys, I got the leak slowed down significantly, and I found a leak that's back at the main manifold. So until I fix that, I can't rule out that these aren't leaking, but I'm just gonna go ahead and dig down now. The reason I backfilled it is because it wouldn't stand up, you know what I mean? So, yeah, I should have pressure tested it before I did that and just left it laying on its side, but lessons learned. Now I gotta take all the rock back out of here. I'm glad I dug down because it is leaking. And I'll tell you the rookie mistake that I made. I was trying to position the horse head the direction I wanted. So I tightened my fitting down until it got pretty tight, but then I just stopped whenever it was in the direction that I wanted. When in hindsight, I should have bottomed that fitting all the way out, which I don't know why it didn't dawn on me at the time, but here we are. So if I'm lucky, I can get a wrench on this to hold it still. Then I can just try to twist the pipe and get it tight.
Ready?
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's going. Okay, go ahead. Okay, that's no longer leaking. Okay, if it's still leaking now, it's gotta come apart. I need a bigger gauge, and if I could get a different style gauge that would screw onto the horse heads, I could isolate the house and just test out here. So I'm gonna tear this whole manifold out so I can just work on it in my lap, get everything retaped, tighten it down better, and then reinstall it. We ran to the hardware store and got one of these tools that should take the pegs out of the end of there if I'm tough enough. That way we don't have to cut anything.
When do I start pulling?
I'll tell you when. Okay. Okay, that's good. Okay. Let's rebuild this thing. All right, guys, I got the manifold all put back together. I got some thicker thread tape. It felt like it went on really good, so that should help. And now we got another gauge, so let's go put that on. We got our new gauge installed. It goes all the way to 100 PSI, which we only need 50, but this 30-pound gauge wasn't gonna cut it. So we found a gauge that had the same input and just put it into the adapter. All right, guys, let's try to get this thing plugged back in and hopefully it's not leaking anywhere. Okay, maybe I'll push it. Okay. All right, guys, we're gonna start out here at the manifold, and I don't really know if it's called a manifold. Y'all can correct me if I'm wrong, but it's just what it I don't know, it just seems right whenever I say it, I guess. All right, so the only one that could be leaking is this one right here. It does not leak, so we can't check these yet until I open it, but I'm watching my gauge, so I don't want to open it yet. All right, guys, I'm gonna sit around and wait for about 15 or 20 minutes and watch that gauge. If it doesn't drop at all, then I'll open the manifold, check those other ones. It looks like we're out of here. All right, guys, I've been watching it. It's just over 50 pounds. It has not dropped any, I don't believe. I'm gonna go ahead and open up the shutoff valve out here. It's gonna give us the truth about if those rest of those fittings are gonna leak, and if they don't, we should be done. Let's open her up. All right, guys, you can see it's still leaking right there at that same joint. I don't really have the tools with me to get it any tighter, so I'm gonna go ahead and pull it off one more time. I'm just gonna take it home with me, and that way tomorrow when I come back, I can hopefully have it tight. Bummer. Try again tomorrow. All right, take number 917. Jeff's neighbor brought me some pipe dope and said try this, so I did, and hopefully it makes the difference. Okay. All right, the neighbor also gave me a gauge that screws onto the horse head. Ouch. There's a shelf up there. So I got that shut off. So now it should be from here to the yard. Luckily the neighbor gave us another gauge for the horse head so we can see if the pressure's good. We'll go check that out. Which is reading 0 because this isn't open. Is it tight? Okay. So our gauge went up. It's reading a little different than the inside. But either way, if it goes down, we'll know. All right, guys, found the leak. It is right down there. I'm so glad I found it. I was going crazy. I don't know why. I thought that check valve wouldn't let the pressure back here. So I thought we weren't gonna know this until we turn the water on, but it is leaking. So hopefully the check valve's good. Anyway, I'm gonna disconnect this. I'm gonna re-thread tape it and put pipe dope on it, and then seal it back up. Hopefully that'll take care of our problem. All right, guys, we have no leak down there. We have no leak in here. I'm gonna show you where the gauge is at. It's getting dark on me. Okay, let's see. Directly between those two white lines. It's been there for a while, but I'm officially marking the time, and I'm gonna wait 30 minutes or so, come back and check it. I'm pretty sure we're done here. I'm gonna be honest, it kicked my butt, but I think we are in the end victorious. Okay, we'll be back. Still setting dead even between those two lines. I'm going to leave the gauge connected. Whenever we come back out here, it should read the same number. I learned the best doing hands-on work, and unfortunately, if I don't have someone to teach me, then I make mistakes, and I have to learn from my mistakes, but it is what it is. It took a little longer than it should have, but... All right, guys, made it back over to Jeff's. I have not went and looked at the gauge yet. anxious to see it. The inspector's supposed to be out here today. I think Jeff's waiting to call him until we look at the gauge. I mean, either way, I watched it for an hour and a half and it didn't leak. I think he's only gonna inspect it for like 15 minutes or something. It's really not that cold. It's about 42 today, but I'm suiting up because I don't want to be a muddy mess by the end of it. I don't want to ruin my good jeans, you know. All right, guys, let's go check on the gauge. Oh my God, I can see it from here.
Go down.
The gauge is still in the same spot. Sweet.
Using them fittings, and you ain't gonna get a leak in that shit.
Wait till you watch my video. All right, guys. Now Jeff's gonna call the water inspector. He might even be out today. If he is, I can start backfilling this hole, give Jeff a driveway back. Things are starting to move on. All right, here's the true test.
I hear water going through
Yeah,
it.
you should have water now. We'll go up there. You say the first inspection is ready on that house.
I've got a shut-off right before the house, and I've got a test gauge on the other side of the house, or inside the house.
Well, I could make a first inspection then.
Okay.
And then when you get ready for the second,
The only thing that's not hooked up, sir, inside is just the hot water heater.
well, that's still though. That'd be all right.
Okay.
Check.
All right, guys, I'm gonna let Jeff do the honors. Hey! You got water, dude.
We got water.
All right, guys, the water project is done. When we come out, we will backfill everything. But I gotta end this video. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you to my members for supporting my channel. And I love you guys. We'll see you in the next one.